Somewhere beneath Moscow, perhaps under the Kremlin itself, there may be a sealed vault containing the lost library of the Byzantine emperors, hundreds of Greek and Roman works that exist nowhere else on Earth. Tsars hunted for it. Napoleon's agents asked about it. Stalin let a man dig for it. It has never been found and never been proven gone. This is the lost library of Ivan the Terrible. The story begins with a collapsing empire. When Constantinople fell to the Ottomans in 1453, a millennium of accumulated manuscripts, the imperial library of Byzantium, scattered with the refugees. 19 years later, Sophia Paleologina, niece of the last emperor, traveled to Moscow to marry its grand prince. Tradition says her baggage train carried the rescued heart of that library, wagonloads of books, salvage of a dead civilization. If the inventories are to be believed, the collection was staggering. Complete works of Cicero we know only in fragments, lost histories of Livy and Tacitus, vanished Greek poetry and plays, treatises that died with antiquity everywhere else. Byzantium had been the last custodian of the classical mind. Whatever survived its fall in Moscow's keeping would be today beyond price. Moscow, though, was a city of wood and fire. It burned, on average, every few decades. So the story goes, the books went underground. The Italian architect Aristotele Fioravanti, builder of the Kremlin's Great Assumption Cathedral, is credited with constructing a stone vault beneath the fortress to keep the Tsar's treasure safe from the flames above. Safe, and eventually too well hidden. Enter Ivan the Terrible, the collection's most famous and last certain custodian. His grandfather had invited the scholar Maximus the Greek from Mount Athos to translate the library's texts. Maximus reportedly marveled that not even Greece held such riches. Then Ivan's paranoia swallowed everything. Scholars fell from favor, the vault's location became a state secret, and when Ivan died in 1584, the secret appears to have died with him. Two tantalizing lists keep the legend alive. A Livonian chronicle tells of a captured pastor shown the books and asked to translate. And in 1822, a professor claimed to have found the so-called Dablov list, an anonymous inventory of some 800 volumes, naming lost works of Cicero, Pindar, and more. The original document then conveniently vanished. Scholars have argued about its authenticity ever since. The search is read like a novel. Peter the Great's officials probed the Kremlin's underground galleries. An excavation in 1894 dug for months and found sealed passages, then stopped when funding died with the Tsar. In the 1930s, as Stalin's metro tunnels burrowed beneath Moscow, the archaeologist Ignatius Steletsky won permission to hunt the vault. He found stairways and walled-off chambers before the work was shut down and the war buried everything again. The sober counter-arguments are strong. Moscow burned catastrophically in 1571, 1626, and 1812. Parchment makes fine kindling. Perhaps the books were dispersed quietly into monastery collections, absorbed and mislabeled. Perhaps the whole library is a compound myth, a real dowry of church books inflated by centuries of retelling into a phantom Alexandria. Most Russian historians lean this way, most, not all. Yet the hunt has never quite stopped. In 1997, Moscow's mayor backed a fresh search. Enthusiasts still map anomalies in the Kremlin's underworld, where radar sees voids that no one is permitted to open. And that is the real obstacle. The likeliest hiding places lie beneath one of the most restricted fortresses on Earth, where archaeology ends, where state security begins. So the question stays open, and it is a magnificent one. If even a fraction of the legend is true, the greatest recovery in the history of literature, the lost half of the classical world, is sitting in the dark under Moscow, 20 meters below the tourists. The vault, in the most literal sense, has not given up its dead. Subscribe for more of history's sealed rooms and tell me, myth, ashes, or still down there?